Shalom. All praise and glory to the mighty Most High, our Creator, who's one God. Blessings to all the children that serve the Creator, the self-existing eternal Spirit, the Spirit of truth, the living God, the one with no beginning and no end, perpetual, always existing. That one. We're at 49 of Genesis. Getting ready to close it out. One more chapter left. Then Jacob called for his sons and said, "Gather all around so I can tell you what is about to happen in the days to come. Assemble and listen, sons of Jacob. Listen to your father Israel. Reuben, you are my firstborn, my might, the first part of my strength, excelling in honor, excelling in power, turbulent as the waters. You will no longer excel, for you went up on your father's bed unto my couch and defiled it." Bam! Oh, my goodness gracious. Okay, Simon and Levi are brothers. Their swords are weapons of violence. Let me not enter their council, and let me not enter their assembly, for they have killed men in their anger, and hamstrung oxen as they pleased. Yeah, these are really nice people, huh? God's chosen people right here, man. These are the blessings that are coming from Israel. Okay? Cursed be their anger, he says, so fierce, and their fury so cruel. That's pretty harsh. Their fury so cruel, right? Like burn people at the stake, kill them for no reason. I will scatter them in Jacob and disperse them in Israel. Ooh, why? Get rid of them, right? Can't wait until we get into Exodus so we can start backing. Once we get further into the Bible, I'm going to be able to navigate back and forth for you guys, and then you're going to really see the story outline, how I see it. Okay? Judah, your brothers will praise you. Your hand will be on the neck of your enemies. Your father's sons will bow down to you. You are a lion cub. Judah, you return from the prey, my son. Like a lion he crouches and lies down, like a lioness who dares to rouse him. The scepter will not depart from Judah, nor the ruler staff from beneath his feet, until he to whom it belongs shall come, and the obedience of the nations shall be his. Nations are Gentile nations. Now, there has been interbreeding that's been taking place, but what I need you to understand is all these different tribes that are being separated, that there's only one tribe that serves the Most High. Clearly we can tell from these writings that not everybody that came off that ark was upright. If there's any truth at all to the story of Noah's ark, then evil got on that ark, because this place here is a bloodbath, man. It has fallen into depravity, and it is sinking straight into hell, and nobody seems to care or see it happening. The obedience of the nation shall be his. He will tether his donkey to a vine, his colt to the choicest branch. He will wash his garments in wine, his robes in the blood of grapes. His eyes will be darker than the wine, his teeth whiter than milk. Zebulun will live by the seashore and become a haven for ships. Now, Admiralty law. Anytime you start talking about the sea or ships, it's admiralty law. His borders will extend to Sidon. Azakar is a raw-boned donkey lying down among the ship pens. When he sees how good his resting place and how pleasant is his land, he will bend his shoulder to burden and submit to forced labor. Okay? Now we're starting to fall into a land of slavery, forced labor. Not willful labor. Not let me do this, but forced labor. Dan will provide justice for his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan will be a snake by the roadside, a viper along the path that bites the horse's heel so that its riders tumble backwards. So now we have forced labor. We have snakes. Okay? Asher's I look for your deliverance, Lord. Gad will be attacked by a band of raiders. So we got raiders, we got forced laborers, we got snakes, we got up here violence, we got murders. We got it all coming out now. Now we're starting to see it. But he will attack them at their heels. Asher's food will be rich. He will provide delicacies fit for a king. Delicacies. Let me ask you guys something. A little common sense here. Okay? Braise. Rotisserie. Rotisserie. That may be spelt wrong. Braise, rotisserie. Cook. Fry. Broil. Saute. Bake. Deep fry. Why do you suppose that everything here that you're talking about is about cooking? Everything takes flame. Because we're in a plane of existence that is cooking. Okay? I've come to the conclusion, folks, that we were never meant to eat meat. Okay? God created a plane of existence where there were meat eaters and vampires and murderers and adulterers and pedophiles and rapists and liars and cheaters and stealers and thieves and everything else, right? Also, they do all these types of things. All of them by the fire. Everything by the fire. So, I know in the garden, in the very beginning, that the Creator gave all fruit-bearing seeds and herbs to Adam and Eve that would be theirs for food. He never made no mention at all of any animals in the garden being able as food. It wasn't mentioned to it, all right? Meat didn't come into play until Adam and Eve were cast out of the garden into a vampire world where meat eating and sacrifice was what was going on. So there's a possibility here that even the children of the Most High have fallen into this lie about sacrifice. Because there's plenty of scriptures that say that sacrifice is an abomination to the Creator, period. Naphtali is a doe set free that bears beautiful fawns. Joseph is a fruitful vine near a spring whose branches climb over a wall. With bitterness, archers attack him. They shot at him with hostility, but his bow remained steady. His strong arms stayed limber because of the hand of the mighty one of Jacob, because of the shepherd, the rock, Israel. And I went over this yesterday, Israel. Okay? I'm going to have to put together a real deep lesson here about El. Okay? Because clearly anybody who reads the Bible can see that the word El is all throughout the Bible. I mean, there's all kinds of El. In this particular case, the Bible is trying to tell us that El is the supreme God. When you break Israel down, ISS could equal the moon god. And then you have Ra, which equals the sun god. And then you have El, which equals, so it said, the supreme God. Israel, which could equal a trinity. Just something to look at there. Because of your Father's God, who helped you, because of the Almighty who blessed you with blessings from the sky above, blessing of the deep springs below, blessings of the breast and the womb. Your Father's blessings are greater than the blessings of the ancient mountains, than the bounty of the aged old hills. Let us rest on the head of Joseph. Now, let us rest on the head of our Creator, the Spirit. Joseph is a great prophet. He's the Spirit. Let us rest on the head of Joseph. Joseph is Spirit. He's Spirit, folks. You understand? Okay? Let us rest on the head of Joseph, on the brow of the prince among his brothers. Benjamin is a ravenous wolf. In the morning he devours his prey. In the evening he divides the plunder. Plunder. A ravenous wolf and plunder. Deep stuff, man. Blessings were, all these are the 12 tribes of Israel. And this is what their father said to them when he blessed them, giving each the blessing appropriate to them. So some of his children really didn't get anything at all. And then we fall right into the death of Jacob. Then he gave them these instructions. I am about to be gathered to my people. Bury me with my fathers in the field in Ephraim, the Hittites. The cave in the field of Machpelah near Mamre in the Canaan, which Abraham bought along with the field as a burial place from Ephron to Hittites. There Abraham and his wife Sarah were buried. There Isaac and his wife were buried, and there I buried Leah. The field and the cave in it were bought from the Hittites. When Jacob had finished giving instructions to his sons, he drew his feet up into the bed, breathed his last, and was gathered to his people. Folks, all I know today is I love the Creator. I may not get everything right, but I'm on my knees all the time. I'm in deep prayer all the time. My mind is on the Creator all the time. I'm making videos all the time. I'm writing on this book all the time. My mind is on God from the time that I wake up to the time I go to bed. And very, very few moments through the course of the day does my mind stray from the Almighty, the Creator who's one, the living God, the self-existing eternal Spirit of truth. There is none like Him. Bow your heads and let's go out. Our Creator, the Spirit, you are the Almighty. There is nothing like you. None to the left, none to the right, and none that sit upon your right hand. There is none in power and none in authority. You, my Lord, say that there is no other gods beside you, that you will destroy all the other gods underneath of the heaven. When you say this, please let the people understand that it is those that have turned from you and walk astray and contrary to your laws and commandments. I love you, my Creator. I am humble before you, submitting all that I am, every ounce of blood that pumps through my veins, every ounce, every cell, every fiber comprising me of flesh, I give to you humbly. I love you with my mind, my heart, my soul, my might and strength. I leave nothing, Lord, behind. I give it all to you. May anybody who's been listening to this message to the very end be blessed from you, Lord, that they hear this message and can find discernment. We have fallen far from grace into a world that is a vampire. Please watch over your children and all those who've done their best to turn from their vile ways, their sinful walk, and turn back to you. I ask all these things only in your almighty power, the supreme Spirit which moves all things in place, the living God, my Creator, a Spirit. This is White Raptor News Ministries. Shabbat Shalom.